Welcome on in, Congressman Tim Burchett to Nashville's Morning News. Congressman, I know that you got kicked by the horse. And first off, how are you feeling?
I feel like I got kicked by a horse. I don't know what else to explain it. I broke a rib. Went to the trauma center, at UT Hospital. They took great care of me. And, it's just one of those things. I missed one meeting out of all of it, though. I've had great help driving me around. I've had folks have been helping me, but I've missed one Eagle Scout thing. I'll probably have to take the kid out for a pizza buffet or something to make it up to him. But that's all I've missed. When I couldn't drive, I had young folks in my office were driving me around and stuff. But I'm back to driving today, so we'll just see how it goes. I get going good, and then it hurts a little bit. But I don't know what to tell you. I've never broke a rib before. It's an unusual experience. I'm honestly, though, everybody just says, Burchett, you're the most unlucky guy I've ever known. I said, no, I'm the luckiest guy. That thing could have killed me. God's hand was on me, so I'm glad to be alive.
Absolutely. Now, are you still in Tennessee? Are you back in Washington, D.C.? You're recovering?
No, I'm home in Tennessee working. I do more work when I'm home. There's nothing. We're not in session in D.C. We have what's called the August recess. I know they get on to everybody about vacations, but honestly, I do more work here back in the state than I ever thought about doing up there. I think I got about 8 or 9 meetings today, and then go on, and then I still got to try to do some work on the farm tonight. So anyway.
Okay, very good.
And my skateboards aren't going to build themselves, okay?
Yeah, last time you and I spoke, you were talking about, having fun with the skateboards. And I think, was it Tulsi Gabbard you'd made that skateboard for? And
Yeah. I was trying to turn it into a business, but apparently you can do insider trading, but you can't sell skateboards as a congressman. I've got ethics looking at it and everything. It's crazy. I got people literally all over the world wanting these things. I've been trying to do a side hustle. When I wake up at 3 a.m. and I can't get back to sleep, it's a good time to go out in the barn and work on stuff. So I'm kind of hoping that pans out. But you never know.
Well, very good. Well, Congressman, I want to let you know that earlier in the program, we took a poll. I do a poll here every single morning. Who would you like to see replace Senator Marsha Blackburn in the Senate if she wins the gubernatorial race? You won by a landslide, Congressman, so I wanted to throw that out there. Congratulations. I know that's a very big deal for you, winning the Daily Dan poll. But I know that there has been a lot of talk about, your name is out there as to if Blackburn wins, she has to appoint someone to replace her in the Senate. And you have posted and said that you would be honored to replace her in the Senate. What are your thoughts on all that?
Well, I haven't specifically talked to Marsha about that, or Senator Blackburn, excuse me. But I would be completely honored. If God opened that door, I would try that. I would definitely. I think I'm experienced and I know all that stuff. I can't raise the money like the big boys do, and they're not going to be for me. Let's just be honest. The rank and file Republicans and moderates, and frankly, some Democrats would probably vote for me, but the big boys never support me. I think it's mainly because, honestly, let's just be honest, they can't control me. They haven't figured out a way to beat me yet. And I don't want to be one of these guys that says, well, I'm forming an exploratory committee and I'm being drafted. I don't want it. Well, sure, I want it. I would love the opportunity to lead, to be in the United States Senate. I think, let's just take a bill, this defunding the Taliban.
Yep.
It wasn't going anywhere because it was stepping on too many toes. These non-government organizations that are kicking money back to Washington, D.C., maybe members of Congress, they fought that thing. And what did I do? I went and talked to people like you, and I got it out on the internet, and I forced leadership to bring it to the table. And that's what I do. I don't work for those knuckleheads in Washington, D.C. I work for the people that are driving to work right now, worried if they're going to be able to pay for their kids' new shoes for school, and how they're going to put enough money together to maybe take a trip to Opryland or something in the summer. I don't know if Opryland's even there or not anymore, but you know what I mean.
Yeah,
people that are working, the people that are working, that's the people I represent. And You know, the big boys, they're always for me the day after the election. You know, they always call me and say, hey, man, come by and get a check. And I say, they always say, we were with you all the way. And I said, yeah, I know. I really felt it there right towards the end. But I get it. I get the game. And I don't hold grudges. I make friends with my enemies. And that frustrates people because I sit by myself there, usually on the second tobacco row. I call it Center's Row. Everybody who gets in trouble always comes and sits with me, and I don't care. But I think I've been fairly successful, and I think I could do the job.
Do you think, Congressman, knowing what you know about Washington, D.C. and the games that are played, do you think that the decision has already been made if she wins?
I think some people think they've made the decision. I just don't think they're ready for the onslaught of the public. Because now with people like you and the internet and these young people that are energized, I spoke at a national Young Republicans event this weekend that was in Nashville, by the way.
Yep.
A very kid named Stevie DiGiorno. He's the state chairman. He's from right there. You know, and there's a new energy out there, and I believe the old guard is getting ready to get surprised. I really do. I think they've suppressed this. They've pushed all these socialist and Marxist ideas out. They've let it flourish on our colleges and institutions all across this country, and people are sick of it. And these young kids are realizing, hey, this deal, giving away everything I'm working for, is not cutting it. I want my piece of the pie. I'm going to work for it. Dadgumm, I deserve it. And they're not willing to give it away. And I think that's going to surprise a lot of people. And, you know, these kingmakers, it always surprises me, these people that God has blessed with so much wealth, really. And then they think that they have a right to tell us what to do. I know a lot of successful Christian businessmen and just good folks that have hustled and made money, and they don't think like that. And some of this elitist crowd, that's what gets us killed. And they're always they're the tarmac people, I always call them, because I don't care who's in the White House, Democrat, Republicans, they're always there, or they have a representative on the tarmac. I've never been out on the tarmac to greet a president. And I've been in elected office for how many years? They always bump me at the end, and I've not been vindictive, but I've always taken note of how that went down. And I think America is sick of that stuff. People have worked hard. That's why Hispanic folks and frankly a lot of black folks have started supporting this president, because they see this stuff they've been promised in the past is, what do they got? They got inner cities full of drugs, crime, and corruption, and nobody's willing to do anything but just demonize the other side. And people are sick of that stuff, Dan. They're sick of it.
One of the things I find interesting is that, we have Stephen Colbert. His show has been canceled, of course. Howard Stern, who clearly, as everyone knows, is an anti-Trumper. Rosie O'Donnell has now been, she's off in Ireland chasing squirrels. Do you think that America has decided that they will no longer tolerate the intolerance of the left?
I think America decided that a long time ago. I think Hollywood is voting with their checkbooks right now. I've always said Hollywood will do what's right when it benefits them financially. Case in point, the Andy Griffith Show. It is wholesome. It's about American values. It's about things that make this country great. It's about family. It's about religion. It's about drawing us together as Americans. And it's in how many different languages? Hundreds of languages. And it comes on. I'm going to watch it. I don't care if I'm sure as heck not going to watch the Emmy or the Grammy Awards. So that's a sick, decrepit bunch of people out there. So yeah, I think they're voting with their pocketbooks. They don't care for us, but they care about that money more than anything else. Stern is a pervert. He's outdated. All those other guys, they're losing $20-40 million a year. I stated on my Twitter on my X account or whatever at Tim Burchett. I said, who do they think they are? Congress, being able to waste that much money but stay in business. Yeah, I think America's sick of that garbage. And again, these young kids are looking at this stuff and saying, man, they're running down what I believe in. They're going to, as I had an economics professor say, they're going to cast their dollar votes elsewhere. And I think America's starting to wake up. I hope this isn't just a flake in the pan, because you look at what's happened to a lot of our big proud cities, and it's just gone out of control. Look at Washington D.C. Trump's finally got the guts to clean it up.
Yep.
When you pull off your nation's capital, you don't like to see a shopping cart in the middle and a tent right there and just garbage everywhere. He's taking back over. That's why we got a real leader at Pennsylvania Avenue right now. Like I said, I don't want President Trump teaching my daughter's Sunday school class, but dadgumm, I like him in Pennsylvania Avenue.
Let me ask you, Congressman, on other things, of course. I know that you are well aware of everything regarding, Russiagate, Russia inclusion accusations, Hillary, Obama, Brennan, Clapper, all those folks essentially manufacturing the accusations against Donald Trump. Where do you see this going?
Well, I was on CNN the other day, and I said, "You see that thing that just ran by us?" And the lady said, "What?" And I said, "That was a dadgumm glacier. We are so slow. Glaciers run by us. It's so much time has passed. I just don't know. I think they'll exercise their right not to testify or whatever. And I think it's important to call them out. I think if we got documentation, which we do, let's get it. Tulsi Gabbard, great friend of mine. She's got the goods. As the young people say, she's bringing the receipts. But is it going to go anywhere with all this stuff? They'll just run the clock out, and they all lawyered up.
Yep.
In D.C. and they'll just keep doing that, and we'll see. I'd like to get them before the committee. I subpoenaed Miss Ghislaine Maxwell, or whatever you say your horrible name, but she, and she's in the middle of an appeal, and I mean we could be looking at years on this stuff. Yeah. The time to do it is right then, and that you had a corrupt White House that stopped everything and that covered up. And the trouble you're going to have now is just getting to all the facts, because shredders and have been running for overtime up there in some of those buildings, just trying to get rid of all that evidence.
Donald Trump, and I don't know did we lose Congressman Burchett?
About the real truth, it's just the moral decay of this country is crept into every aspect of our government and every aspect of our life, and we got to call it out. You can't quit calling it out. You got to keep going after it. But do I think anything's going to come from it? Probably not. But I'll be up there. I'm a flagrant fence swinger, brother. I swing for the fence every dadgumm time. I'll be up there hammering them because they are crooked. And Brennan, I mean, he's admitted that he voted in the Communist Party in America. And this guy was over one of our top security people that they put in.
Yep.
This thing goes real deep. These billionaires and world movers that seem to just stay in power no matter what. They want to destroy this country because then they create their new little woke-utopia in their own image, and they control it, and that's exactly what they're after.
Congressman, a couple more questions real quick. The president is talking about using the military to target the drug cartels in Mexico. What do you think?
I'm very cautious of interjecting our military in anywhere. They're supposed to defend the Constitution. And the drug situation is affecting our Constitution. You've got cartels that control sections of our border. Under the Biden administration, we even found members of cartels that were elected to city councils in California, and they come across the border at will. And you step on American toes, they need to be stomped. And again, they're messing with Trump, and they better. And Trump, he threatens a lot. The first thing he does though is bring economic havoc upon them. And that's part of this energy thing he's doing right now. He can literally shut some of these countries down because they're buying oil from our enemies. And he can when we get back full into this thing, he will be able to affect the price of oil and fluctuate it across the world, and that will bring them to their knees. And I think he's got a long-term plan, but yeah, our military is ready. These guys are dirtbags, man. They're kidnapping kids, selling them into child prostitution, probably organ harvesting. They are straight from the pits of hell. And just like Epstein, I think we ought to arrange that meeting as soon as possible.
Last question. Donald Trump is going to meet with Vladimir Putin on Friday. Big debate as to whether or not Zelensky will join in on the conversation. How hopeful are you that the end is near to peace between these two countries?
again, it's going to be economics, and Trump gets that. And the economics right now is the oil. And we've got a lot of our so-called friends that are doing business with Russia. I think Trump's going to lay the law down on Putin. There's a reason it's Alaska. My history serves me correct. You know, we got Alaska from Russia, and I think that we should pay very close attention to what he does here. And I think it's a big mistake on Zelensky's part not to show up. You know, he's talked about how we've given them $200 billion. We've given them a lot more than that, actually. But he's even publicly stated he doesn't know where half of that money is. $100 billion of your dollars.
Yep.
Imagine that, $100 billion of your dollars. That's more than the state of Tennessee's entire budget. That they don't know where it is. I'll tell you where it is. I think. I think it's gone into the hands of crooked politicians in Washington D.C. and over there, and it's in some Swiss bank accounts. And so, and you got members of Congress that are profiting off this stuff. I call them war pimps, and it makes everybody uncomfortable. Dadgumm, it's the truth. They always profit. Old men make decisions, and young men die. And they don't care about people in Ukraine or Russia. They're snatching kids off the street in Ukraine and putting them in a forced draft, and the Russians are using all these crazy mercenaries. It's not our dadgum war. And the left and all these moderates are talking about, you know, they're chomping at the bit to get us in a fight over there because their stock portfolios will go through the roof. And it makes me want to throw up because that's not the America we stand for. We ought to be protecting our own dadgum country and using our economic might to stop this stuff. And that's what Trump's going to do. That's why the left and, frankly, a lot of the moderates hate Trump for, because they're going to have to get out and earn their money like the rest of us and quit stealing it off the backs of poor people that are dying all over the world. We gotta rein this thing in, Dan. It cannot escalate, and Trump gets it. But Putin, you know, he's a third world thug. Their economic situation is somewhere between their GDP is somewhere between France and Canada's. Quit comparing him to Hitler. That's a disgrace to the 7 million that died. And let's get on with this thing. Trump's let's watch his negotiating skills. It's going to take a little time. We used to say in the state Senate, go a little slower, we get there a little faster. But I think you've got the real deal going on right now. This is going to be a case study in the way this thing's going to work out. I
cannot wait to see how it all ends. And Congressman Burchett, glad you're feeling better after the horse kick, and looking forward to talk to you again soon.
Thank you, and pray for our country.
Absolutely. There's a lot of prayer that needs to be done. Thank you, Congressman Tim Burchett. 7.
7?
7.
So do I win?
No, because you went over. What did you say,
Price
Joan?
is Right rules, right? That ancient TV show.
What did you say, Joan?
I said 10.
I win. Wait, what did I say?
8.
I win. I won on the
No, you went over
scale.
too.
No, I didn't.
He
said
said
7.
And he did 7.
Yeah.
Wait.
I thought you had to at least get it over it.
No.
Number.
No.
You had to come to it.
Who is close?
That was $1 over.
Closest without going over.
Which is me.
You went over.
No, I didn't. He did 7. And
you said 8.
Right. So had he gone to, why are we doing this? 9. If he went to 9, I would have lost because he went over my number.
So it's not.
Right.
Okay.
So I win. All right. By the way, I'm going to tell you two that I cheated.
Did you stack the deck?
No.
I knew he was going to ask another question.
No.
I knew it.
So Sam is right. Joan, I asked another question to try to get a couple of dadgummits out of him, and I got him.
Ugh.
Dan.
What?
That's cheating.
It was a good question.
It's cheating.
It is not cheating.
Down cheating.
Oh, Jones, whatever. And
if you're going to do that, why not ask more and more until you get to 10?
Yeah.
Well, because that would make us even later than we already are. And, I need some audio, Sam, if I could. All right, very good. There you go. All right, so Joan.
Yes, cheater.
Loser of the Dadgummit game with Tim Burchett. I love that man. He is one of, if not my favorite politicians in Tennessee.
When he gets going, man.
Boy, when he gets going, I'm just, you know what? I said to Sam, I don't even know why I bothered to write out so many questions because he just nails it every single time. So there you go.
Yeah.
By the way, noted I did not do my joke. Do you know, of the 4 of us, I'd be willing to bet that only one of us ever went to Opryland in Nashville. And I bet you that's Sam. Sam, did you ever go to Opryland being a native Nashvilleian?
I was a baby, but my parents did take me through the threshold, yes.
They did take you through the threshold.
Threshold.
Okay, very good.
I was like 8 months old, and
Hang
then it
on.
closed.
I was there
You were?
a long, long time ago. This was in the 1980s. Yes.
Yeah.
There was a movie being filmed by Chris Christopherson there. And I was an extra, me and my sister-in-law.
You'd like to do the extra thing.
I guess, yeah. Isn't that funny? Yeah,
Yep.
I was.
Joan's always extra.
Yeah, I'm a little extra. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Get that on a hotkey. That was so clean. Joan Jones, I'm a little extra. That was awesome. You are, Joan. You're extra.
Yeah.
Extra awesome, Joan.
I love it.
So yeah, I was there, but it was for
You know
the
they're doing
filming
that
of a
whole
movie.
Nashville 911 thing here. Is it 911? Nashville 911?
Yeah.
Aren't they struggling to
Oh.
get extras?
They are.
They
They're
had Kane
struggling to
Brown
get
at
extras.
Ascend.
That's what I heard. I heard that they were like short like 1,000 people. This was last week.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how do you want to go out there, Joan, and you can be like an extra? That'd be fun for you, wouldn't it?
Well, I don't know if
would
they
love
could
to
meet
go
my
out and be an
demands.
extra. Should I go out and be an extra?
I feel like they would yell at you a lot. They'd be
probably
like, you're staring at the main character, sir. Stop.
What is this Joe Rogan stunt double doing?
Like, I just picture like a Talladega Nights. Like, I don't really know what to do with my hands.
Oh my gosh. Yes. All right, so apparently
And you wanted me to just keep my hands in my pockets? All right, moving on.
yeah, there you go. So apparently there's a bit of a controversy over the
Yes, sir.
the Dadgumm
Couch.
game that we played during the Tim Burchett interview,
The DGG.
the DGG. So the game was guess how. It's very simple. Guess how many times Tim Burchett will say "dadgum" in an interview.
But I was under the impressions the rules were very simple too. That you guys were operating under Price is Right, which is closest without going over.
Correct.
Yeah, and I somehow screwed that up,
And still claimed victory.
and I still claim victory.
I know, right?
Well, I thought that. Yeah, I completely shanked it. I don't
What?
know. I didn't watch Price is Right.
What
So
level of dadgummit did we reach?
we reached 7.
7.
Okay.
And I was at 8.
I said
So-
10.
She said 10.
So that means you both went over.
Correct. We lost.
So cue the sad trombone. Womp, 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 womp.
And
Yeah, Sam won. Sam won the dadgummit game.
congratulations, Sam.
Way to go, Sam.
And you know who threw me under the bus?
Big
Who,
dad
who was it?
The people on the super text line and the YouTube
In
chat.
such a
It was
big
the
way,
people.
too.
You're going to get some more hate mail out of this, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, if you want to be featured on the next version of Dan Mandis Hate Mail, just go ahead and send them on in now.
So many people were reaching out to me like, Dan's called the FBI, right? I'm like, I don't think so.
No, I've not called the FBI on the crazy email people. I did have a lot of people reach out and said, "Are you sure that you shouldn't call law enforcement on these people?"
I let quite a few people know that you stay strapped. So don't worry.
I stay strapped, do I?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? Man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Especially if you're trying to get
true.
to a WNBA game.
Oh, did you see what's going on in the WNBA?
I mean,
There's a manhunt in New York.
is there?
There's a manhunt.
You know what they need? You know what they need to do? They need to go to Amazon and just see who has ordered a whole bunch of like multicolored dildos.
Okay.
That's what they need to do.
So I was looking. So the NBA teams are installing nets now.
Nets?
Netting.
Netting.
Every
netting.
team has to install the netting.
So I'm looking at this.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean netting? How do they do that over a basketball
So
court?
do you know how like they do it in baseball to protect foul balls?
Yeah.
Oh.
They're doing it in the WNBA to protect foul balls.
No.
What? Sorry, no, I missed up the reference for the dildos.
Yes. So I want to make sure that everybody understands this. When a foul ball in baseball goes screaming into the stands, you could actually kill someone. Are those
Foul balls.
sure? Are they screaming onto the court and possibly going to hurt one of these girls
You could,
on the court?
you could-
Obviously not.
you
This
could-
is so
no.
silly.
You could absolutely lose an eye to one of those things.
Could you?
100%.
Okay.
Get some Patrick Mahomes level accuracy with it, yeah.
So I'm doing my prep last night, and of course the WNBA comes up, and
somebody says we can't hear Chris. Is he going to the?
Yeah.
Oh, you can't hear me? It's too bad because I've said very funny things.
You know what? That's unfortunate. Was he not going to the stream?
Yeah, someone turned it off. That's
Come
on
on,
me.
man.
So I'm
Do
doing.
you know what's funny, Chris? It's like flying a plane. When you get up behind the board, you always check your levers and your switches.
You got to do it.
Sam, it's like flying a plane. Is that 2 strikes or 3 on Sam?
I think we're up to like 5.
Are we up to like 5 now?
We're
Yeah,
well
but you know
over
we've got to
legal
take one
limits.
away because I told him that he lost to the Dadgumm scale contest and he actually won. So we're going to take one of those strikes away.
What is this, DEI math?
Well, he's still new. We're going with kid pitch rules. So there's 5 strikes. You're allowed to have 5 strikes.
So, but I remember when you and I ran audio consoles. You come in and you just make sure everything's in the proper thing.
I never messed it up when I was running the
somebody
board
says,
for you.
"Oh, somebody took it out of program 3,"
That's actually the right program.
is it?
Yeah.
Well, Sam, you always need to check your switches and your levers before you sit down and we start the radio broadcast.
Well, Dan, you should always know the rules of the game that you're playing.
Oh, you got well, Dan.
Man, you got well done by the new guy.
That was good. I'm going to let that go.
So I'm doing my show prep last night.
Yes.
And I'm looking up the WNBA, seeing what the latest is, because I saw the manhunt was happening in New York.
You'll notice Chris always goes back to the dildos.
I do. I do. So here's the funniest part.
Yes.
I find the story about the WNBA, and I click on it, and the first comment I saw is my dad.
Oh.
It's my dad.
Your dad?
So CNN's reporting on it, right? And I was like, oh gosh, Dad, what are you doing? So my dad's just out there on Twitter dropping bombs just for no reason. He's got like 6 followers.
Your dad.
And he's just dropping bombs. And so they said they're installing all these nets, and my dad said, ironically, the dildos cost more than the tickets. And I said that to my wife.
Dad.
I start laughing, and my wife goes, so she goes, does he know? And so I was like, well, I'm sure he just figured. But then I did a fact check. Because I wanted to see if he was right. I figured he was. So the Hustler Hollywood store in Nashville, I didn't walk in. I just Googled it.
Okay.
The phallic object,
Sure.
lime green, matches all the requirements and measurements.
Well, yeah, you would call the green. I would call that.
The Incredible Hulk.
I would call that the ET.
The Jolly Green Giant.
The ET. What was the ET? What was ET's name? Was it ET?
I think it was just ET.
All right, ET.
Extraterrestrial?
Yeah, all right. So you call the lime green one ET. You call the purple one Barney.
Okay, there you go.
We could do this.
So I looked it up.
Yeah.
The cost of a lime green one at Hustler Hollywood store in Nashville, $43. Okay? $43. Looked up the cheapest ticket for the Chicago Sky. $11.
No.
So you're paying 4 times as much to get that object onto the court than you are for the ticket to get into the building. I don't think my dad fact-checked it. I think he just instinctively knew.
Did you know what the actor who played Barney's career was after the show? Is that why you said purple was Barney?
No, I had no
He
idea.
became a tantric sex therapist. I'm not even kidding.
Wow.
Okay.
Interesting.
Accurate.
Do you know what tantric is?
Barney's purple, and
Google it.
that's why the purple reference.
Yeah, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. So anyway, there you go. All right. Do you know what I think we need to do? I think we need to do like a give, send, go. Let's pay for all the what do you call them, PPMs?
Yeah, the PPDs, personal pleasure devices.
Let's do the PPDs, and we'll just buy them for whoever has the guts to throw them onto the court.
I just think with the Nets coming in, Trump has also often talked about how this is the golden age. But I think we're about to see American innovation reach new levels that we didn't think was possible when these guys are going to try to figure out how to get over the protective netting
There's always
in
those
the WNBA.
T-shirt shooters, that they use at
Potato cannon.
concerts. Yeah. Not that I forget I said it.
Sir, you can't bring that potato cannon in here.
Joan wants high velocity PPD deployment.
Is that a PPD in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me?
Why are you walking funny into the stadium, sir?
So,
It's my
you know what?
potato shooter.
Here's
Sorry.
Clip it.
I'm so in trouble.
anyway.
That's a promo. I'm a little extra. That's my potato shooter.
So, here's what you do. You just, they're not gonna, for the 5 people watching on TV, you can't block, the net can't be in front of the TV, right?
No, you
TV
can't do
cameras.
that. Can't do that.
So you got to sit lower, and just like you used to skip rocks on the lake, you just throw it like that onto the court. It doesn't have to parachute in. You can skip it onto the court.
Yeah, it's all about trajectory there.
And you got it. And by the way, a little advice to you PPD throwers: you've got to throw it closer to the people on the court so that it'll get on camera, because somebody threw it, but it was on the wrong side of the court. You've got to throw it like right there where all the girls are and watch them, shriek and scream.
You got to get it where the attempted action is taking place.
That's exactly right. Attempted action. Very good.
If you need the pointers, it's whichever camera has the red light on it. That's the one you want to
there
throw
you
it.
go.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Very good, Sam.
Good.
Do you see one of them hit a kid?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, see, that's wrong.
Well, I don't think they meant to. I just think the guy didn't have a good arm.
Why is your kid in the way of the range?
The kid was like in the front row. It's all of a sudden thud.
Where was he? Where was the guy throwing it from?
I think they were up in the nosebleeds.
Oh, come on, man.
Those are the cheap seats.
Did they catch him?
I'm not sure if they caught that guy.
You can get lower level seats for $75 to $150, or courtside seats for about $200. You really want to make a scene, you can drop some money for it.
Maybe you sneak into the front row like Bob Uecker and just toss that thing right there.
All right,
But you want to get away.
Yeah, that's true.
I think going higher is the move, because then you can go over the net and then you can
that's
get
true.
out.
That's true.
Take the stairs. Everybody's going to expect you on the escalator.
It's not like they have the Secret Service in there.
No, that's true. Heck, they got more security guards than attendants. Anyway.
You'll see him with shields next week, trying to keep him off the court.
It's like riot guards.
8064 says, the guy must throw like a girl.
They must.
Maybe.
Did you see what the White House responded to over the weekend? The Daily Beast put out a story.
No.
The Daily Beast put out a story, and they accused Donald Trump of being feminine.
Being feminine?
Being feminine. They said, Trump dragged for MAGA claim he is opposite of feminine. What does President Trump have in common with drag queens? A lot, some say. So this article is just a hit piece, and it goes on and on.
So stupid.
It goes on and on, but here's the best part. They reached out to the White House for comment, and I tweeted this out. You can find it on my account, at Chris And On Air.
Yep.
But the White House responded to the Daily Beast request for comment with an image of clown shoes alongside the text, "Your shoes, madam." And that was the only response that they had to the Daily Beast for the story.
The White House put that out.
The White House was reached out to for comment on this story that Donald Trump is feminine, and they sent a picture of clown shoes and then wrote, "Your shoes, madam."
That is very funny and good for the White House.
Yeah.
Good for the White House.
Why waste your time?
That's exactly right. Daily Beast. Aren't they? They were forced to pull that thing down about Melania.
Yep.
Last week. Remember that whole story?
Yep.
So yes, bunch of clowns. Clown show is what we say.